Hello, I'm back, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be using some different devices, and I'm going to share with you how they're being used because, again, I'm going to do some different things. First of all, I'm going to use my Timex radio. It's a really good little radio, and I was going to use my nice shortwave radio, but the frequency doesn't go down low enough on AM. I'm going to be using AM today, and a specific frequency. The frequency that I wanted is 1485 kilohertz, and right here it's 1480, and that's because this radio only moves up and down in increments of 10. So the reason I'm using that frequency is because one of the original pioneers of EVPs, Friedrich Jurgensen, I think he was Swedish, used radios and captured a lot of EVPs over his lifetime. He thought one particular band, 1485, seemed to be a really good one, and is apparently now called the Jurgensen band or Jurgensen frequency. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've already got it on. I'll turn it up for just a minute. So it's ready for me. See that? It's already ready for the session. But then I'm going to do something else. It's very different. Okay, the first thing I want to mention is this device here, this green thing. It came in black, red, or green, and I thought green would be like ectoplasm, so I got the green one. Anyways, what this is a Raudive diode. Raudive was another one of the big pioneers in EVPs, and he first got involved when he met Jurgensen. Jurgensen was an interesting guy. He was an artist and an opera singer, amongst of all things. Apparently, he was quite good as an opera singer. So he was out recording things with a tape recorder that he had. This is back in, I think, 1959, if I remember correctly, and captured some of the first EVPs and became very hooked on the whole process. As I mentioned, this guy by the name of Raudive happened to meet Jurgensen, and Raudive was a professor, highly educated. I think he was in Germany, but he was originally from Latvia. And he met with Jurgensen and also became fascinated with EVPs. Well, he experimented a lot. He had what he called direct microphone recordings. That's just taking a tape recorder and recording with no sounds. He had radio enhanced, and those are basically, that's recording static from a radio, kind of like what a spirit box does. Actually, exactly the same thing, except the bands don't sweep. And the final, and another way is using the Raudive diode. This device, if you can call it that, is extremely simple on the inside. You can't take it apart. I just bought it. Very inexpensive, all just $30 off of eBay. Anyways, on the inside, all there is a diode. Actually, there are two diodes. The guy that made it has been experimenting. I think maybe a capacitor and a coil attached to a circuit board. So other than that, that's all that's inside. And on the outside, this is the antenna. It's just a copper plate. This device does not record ambient sounds. So it's not recording me now. It's not recording sound of my refrigerator in the background. It's recording nothing. However, he found that this, Raudive found that this device seemed to pick up the clearest EVPs. I just got this Friday, and I tried it out for about 10-15 minutes, and I got absolutely nothing. You have to connect the recording up to a computer and analyze it using software, which is very easy to do. So I'm going to attempt to use this tonight, and I'll show you more on that in a moment. By the way, I'm reading Raudive's book right now, Breakthrough. Really interesting, but interesting book, but I'll talk about it later because there's a lot of things that are quite tedious in there too. Basically, a lot of transcriptions, 200 pages of transcriptions, maybe more it seems. So anyways, I'm going to start from left to right, and this is a recorder that I just found. It's a cheapo. Is it my? Oh yeah, it's still recording. Good. It's a cheapo Olympus. Actually, it wasn't cheap. Digital voice recorder VN722PC, and it's used for dictation and so forth. I've had it for a while, and it's a good little recorder, but I've never tried it with EVPs. This has a variety of settings, and I've checked it out in the last couple of days. I just found it in a box. I'd forgotten I had it, and it doesn't seem to record as well as the Tascam and the Zoom, which I'll show in a moment. It has a variety of settings on it. It records as WAV files and also as MP3s. I'm going to turn it on right now. It does not have a backlit screen. Where's the switch? Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. It just came on. And I'm going to find the, here we go. Oops, so strange. Okay, it looks like it has WAV files that it records at 5 kilobytes a second, 32 kilobytes per second, and MP3s at 128 kilobytes a second, and I think it's 192 kilobytes per second. And the highest settings are on MP3s. So I've tried this a little bit, and the sound quality doesn't seem nearly as good as a couple other recorders. But I'm going to experiment today. I'm going to put it on the lowest setting, which is a WAV file at 5 kilobytes per second. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because it's going to get a very bad recording. However, there's some really junky recorders out there that are rather ancient, particularly the Panasonic DR06. That's just complete trash. It was made, I think, in the late 1980s. Just a piece of junk, and yet they're selling for $2,000 on eBay because people think that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread because they seem to pick up a lot. Well, it picks up a lot because the bit rate at which it records is 5 kilobytes per second, the same as the lowest setting on here. That is not going to pick up anything with any sensitivity at all, and it just kind of jumbles sounds together, so people think they've caught EVPs when it all is straight old pareidolia. If you put it on a higher setting, it wouldn't catch those. But people don't like that. And in fact, the DR60, I don't believe you can increase the bit rate it records at. So that's the or not my Olympus VN722PC. You really can't see it very well. Let's see if I can put it back to the menu. Okay, there we go. I'll come back to that in a minute. The next recorder that I'm going to use is my Tascam. This is it's a Tascam H1n. I really like this recorder. It is super duper sensitive. It picks up every little sound. It's amazing. I have been trying to capture EVPs late at night as I'm trying to snooze. You'll see it's 2:12 a.m. I'm always up late. But this picks up every little sound. My place is very quiet. Hear that? That's what my place sounds like. It's usually very, very quiet. Except if the heater goes on. I hope it doesn't do it. So when it's really quiet like this, and I'm laying in bed with, sheets and covers and quilts on me, or comforters, it even picks up the sound of my stomach growling. It sounds like a beast. Mentioning beasts, my cat will go into the other room, and she starts eating, and she sounds like a wrecking crew. It's so loud, and this is so sensitive. This seems to pick up sounds all over. So I'm going to use this in a moment to see if I can capture EVP separately from my cell phone, which is what I'm making this recording with. Finally, I'm going to use my Zoom. This is a Zoom, H1n. It's right there, duh. And this is also a very good recorder. I do like the Tascam better. As I mentioned, the Tascam seems to pick up sounds all over the place. This is highly directional, the Zoom is, meaning I have to point it directly at the source. So if, say, my hand's the source, it'll pick up the sounds very well. If I turn the microphones away from the source, it doesn't pick it up very well, or to the side. So it will change depending where the microphone is aimed. Again, this seems highly directional. But I'm not going to worry about the microphones today because I'm going to take my Raudive diode, which doesn't pick up anything except perhaps spirit voices, and I'm going to plug it into the mic in or the line in on my Zoom, and I will turn that on in just a minute. By the way, Raudive stated that he thought he got the clearest EVPs from this, and again, it does not record anything except perhaps spirit voices. Whoops, what did I just knock? I knocked one of my crystals over. That one doesn't want to stay up at all. I gotta find some way to put it on a little stand or something. Kind of a neat one too. Doesn't like me. Oh heck. One last try and then I give up. Oh, there it goes. Oh heck. Okay. Well, I tried. I'll put that over here for right now. So, I'm going to turn this on. And to turn it on, each one of these has a different way of turning them on. And you can see that the Zoom is coming on. And this is backlit, which I like a lot better than not being backlit because I can see it. To record, all you do is press the record button. That's gone to 0, and you can see the timer is now ticking down. I think those must be seconds, so 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So this is on, and the only thing it's recording is if a spirit speaks into this device. I'm going to put the Zoom away as well, so it doesn't pick up any radio interference. The next I'm going to turn on is my Tascam, and again, I'll press the recording button once and twice, and you can see hopefully you can see that the timer is going 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. It's gone on. The light goes off to be battery saving, and you can see that the light's on. So it is recording now. This is so sensitive, I'm going to put it behind me on the floor. It is super sensitive. And again, I'm just experimenting with this on a low setting. See if I get any quote-unquote EVPs with this. I've got to turn that on. Oh, it's already on. I just shut it off. Here we go. See if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. And to start it, I press the record button here. And it is recording. You may be able to see the timer there. I don't know. It's, again, seconds, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm just going to put this down and see if that picks up anything. Now, I'm going to begin. As I mentioned, I already... Oh, it went off. What's that about? Okay, now it's on. Good, it's on. And I'm going to increase the volume. Okay, here we go. I'm going to record for 5 minutes. Hello, my name is Jeff. In fact, let me turn it down a little bit. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it could drown out my voice right now. Hello, my name is Jeff, and I'd like to welcome any spirits, spirit guides, any of my family members who have passed. I'd particularly like to speak with you, or any other benign beings. With that in mind, I'd really like to chat with you, and I'm going to turn this up a little bit. This can get rather loud. Okay, And if you're a spirit, you may use either this radio or this device or one of my recorders. You can't see them on the camera, but one of them is here and one of them is behind me. And they're all recording right now, so please feel free to say something. If any spirits can hear me, you're welcome to stop by and say hello. I'm not sure. I thought I heard something. I'm going to turn it up. I hope it's not too loud. Again, if you can hear me, please stop by. And you're welcome to say anything you want. If you're trying to communicate with me, you may use this radio, again, the diode over here, or the recorders. One's here behind the camera, and the other one is on the floor behind me. I'm not sure, but I think you're trying to say something. I can't hear you. I just heard a change in the static. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. I'd really like to speak with you. You may talk about anything you'd like. If you can hear me, can you tell me if you like any of the colors of my crystals? We've got rose quartz, smoky quartz, green one, clear crystal. We've got this chartreuse colored diode. This is black, and the top of this radio is silver. It almost sounds like someone is trying to say something. Please come through. Try to speak a little louder. I'm going to go a little longer because I think I hear something in the background, but I can't make it out. By the way, this radio is not sweeping right now, even though it's hacked. I've got it set on a stationary channel. I think I'm starting to hear something, but I can't make it out. I hope my cameras or my recorders are picking it up. What do you think? Is this fun? Is it interesting? I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm really hearing something in the background, but I can't make it out. They do sound like voices. I haven't captured many EVPs yet. I understand that the more you do this, the easier it becomes to capture them. For some reason, the spirits like you, or get used to you. At least that's what I've read. Can you say hello? In a moment, I'm going to have to say goodbye. So this will be your last chance to try to speak with me tonight. I'll be back again. Again, I thought I heard something. Maybe you're picking something up on the diode. Okay. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to turn it off when it's 2:26. I hope you've had a good time. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me and are trying to communicate, please come back when I do this again. You're always welcome. And I'm going to say goodbye. Can you say goodbye? Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Oh boy. I hope that wasn't too loud. Well, this is kind of interesting. I really did think I heard things in the background, but it was so hard to hear that I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera. That's the first time I've experienced that. So if someone out there's experienced this, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you heard something on this video, please put them in the comments below. I'd appreciate that. And if I get anything on one of the recorders, I will also post that in a future video. Or if I capture something on the diode. With that in mind, I'm going to turn these off. Let's see, how do I turn this one off? Okay. Turn this one off by... it's this side. Okay, that one's off. And this one's on the other side. See, the light comes on. This is now recording. Whoops, I don't want to record. Okay, and I'll turn it off. Okay. And I'm going to turn this one off. And with that in mind, have a good evening. Let's see, I think I pressed that one. There we go. Okay, it's off. Have a good evening or afternoon or morning, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. And thanks for watching. Bye now.